had such a great time revisiting Footloose. It's still so fun, and it's a movie that's kind of easy to poke fun at, but there's such a positivity with the film, and as the film says, there truly is a time to dance. What about its themes have really resonated with you, especially removed from the project?
Well, I'd say it's just a classic American rebel story, and that's what's so has such staying power forever because it really is about a rebel challenging everything. And I think we all have a bit of the rebel in us, and sometimes we all want to challenge a lot, and we don't. And I think Ariel has no hesitation. She's at an age where she will question and she will challenge, and she's also a little bit wilder than the place where she's from. She doesn't really follow rules well. And so she's kind of defining her own idea of what freedom is. And I think that never gets old. I think it's always interesting. It's always, we all struggle with that in our everyday life. We wonder, what question do we ask? How do we, move here? How do we get through this situation? How do we, we're all always questioning, what job is next? Should I do this? Should I not do this? And with Ariel, she's just, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like what's going on here. This, sermon is going on too long. She's just open to experiencing everything in a new way and looking at life in a new way. And she's not afraid to tell people. She's just a rebel, full out rebel.
Yeah, she's also living dangerously very early on. Across the scene where you're crossing between the vehicles, like
Yeah.
how, what
Yeah.
parts of that did you actually film? Because that
I did
was,
all of it. I did
oh
all of it.
wow,
Yeah. It we also had a stunt person for when the truck came. So that back shot with the truck was not, I was not doing it with the truck, but everything else I actually did. Um, because I felt like I could. I don't know what to say. I guess, why does anyone do in life, why does Tom Cruise take that motorcycle and go off the thing, come down the, like, yeah, but why is that orchestrated in such a way, Why that's a rebel. That's somebody who sees another way of looking at something. And I think Ariel this is a classic film with a female heroine who is totally rebelling against everything. And so she sees that moment as a moment to challenge her own physicality. Can I get from here to the truck? I've never quite done this before. Wait a minute, I want to go now. And also shock her friends because they're trying to pull her back, which is actually more dangerous. So that as she's reaching out, they're pulling her back and pulling her feet back. I don't know if you really saw that, but there were a couple of things that were actually more dangerous than even exhibited. So it's basically the feeling of, I can do this. And she's challenging her father at every turn. And it's kind of like to her father, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be fine. And this is going to be a lot of fun and crazy, and I'm going to end up with Chuck. She
that
doesn't
is so
expect the truck.
incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't expect the truck. The truck is an added dimension, but they get through it. It makes it even more exciting for her, I think.
You mentioned her friends. One of those was played by Sarah Jessica Parker. This was one
Yes.
of her very first film roles. How was it working with her?
Just great. Just absolutely, fun. She was just a lot like the character. She was, giggly and cute and following along and, trying. She also had it. We all loved Kevin. We all loved Chris. We all loved Jim. I mean, all the female characters loved the, male counterparts and vice versa. I mean, we all, we were living it. We felt like that was our high school. That was our life. So she jumped into that role as my best friend, and she was. It was lovely, and she was also like a very supportive best friend, wanting me to, telling me what was happening with Rin when I asked her. She was keeping up, keeping tabs, like, on everything.
I wanted to ask about you and Kevin Bacon because immediately when you see the two characters, on screen together, you want to see them, get together. The chemistry is just undeniable. Was that just like an initial click with him, or did that have to be built up during filming?
It was just immediate. Yeah. Well, I think that Herb Ross is one of the directors that really believes in casting, and that his job, a lot of it is helped and uh, created by the casting, and he wants his characters to be more that character even than written, and live it more than even written, and show him even more than he expected. And I think Kevin and I just, I was the rebel and he was the kid from out of town, and just the second we met, that was what happened. I was testing him. I was, just instantly, it just happened naturally. And part of it is because we both were already so invested in this script. We both had studied the script so intensely. We'd had time with it. We'd thought about it. We'd been chosen as that person. So we took it very seriously. How do we embody this, a full life? How do we embody this in just one scene? In every scene, how do we? And we took it very seriously. All the acting was very serious. Herb really wanted it to be looked at as a serious film. He wanted it to be able to stand without any dancing. He wanted it to be that serious. So it's rare you have a director with that kind of focus. When you throw, Kenny Loggins on top of that, it's fire. So that was that was what it was.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about your reaction when you first heard Kenny Loggins' song because it's still so memorable to this day. It's the perfect song for the film.
Yes. Yeah, it was just, I thought it had always been there. I couldn't imagine, in other words, it's so powerful. It's just as if you thought you'd always been hearing it in your head the entire film.
Yeah, and you mentioned, the film could stand up even without the dance scenes, and I was surprised at, how few dance scenes there were in the film, and but the few that are so great. And I wanted to ask you about the big dance at the end. Everybody just looks like they're having the time of their life. How was it filming that? Because everybody's having a ball.
I thought it was really fun. They dropped these little glitter things down, which were kind of weird, but it was really fun. It was just really fun. Everything about it was a party because, you know, it just was fun. It was a celebration of dance, and that's what it was.
And then my last question for you, just rewatching this, what really hit me, I was so blown away by John Lithgow as your father in the film, and
Yeah.
I thought he brought such a great, just he really fleshed out that character. How was it working with him as a scene partner? Because you two have some really great moments together.
Oh, thank you for that, asking that. Yeah, it was spectacular. I mean, John and I right away clicked also. We had a lot of scenes that were sort of at each other, and a lot of scenes that were kind of questioning of each other, and me trying to reach out to him and him not getting the hint, and me being just out and out rebellious at him and him blowing up. So we had a lot of transitions. I mean, Ariel's a character that has a lot of transitions, and in the end, kind of comes to a sort of understanding that she thinks she's right, and that he has to change his ways. She sort of has come, sort of grown up through the whole film. She's had all these rabble rousing, rebellious moments, and being triumphant is really important to her, so that they got the dance, that she got Kevin, that she got the entire town to understand what it means to have that freedom. It was just everything to her, and I think that's how she and John end up with some kind of compassion for each other. It was great working with John. It was very real. The house that we shot in, I walked in and I just can't. This was felt so much like my life. I had a very strong father, and John playing this role was I really related to. I walked into the house, it was supposed to be our house, and the bedroom had the wallpaper that I had when I was 9
Oh,
in
wow.
2011, the same wallpaper. And
That's incredible.
I didn't say anything to anyone. Herb was like, yeah, this is your room. What's the matter? He was like saying, what's wrong? I said, no, no, it's perfect.